25 degrees? Oh, I'm on extreme. That's what it is. I was like, wow, these guys kill you so much faster. Yeah, I mean, if here's the thing. Once I get started talking about something that interests me, I can't stop. But it's not fun. This category isn't like crazy prestigious yet. Yeah. I'm trying to think of like what's the most like biggest skip in the game. Oh, this is it's pretty underwhelming for how significant it is. But you know the part where after you come back from the future, uh, and you go back through the silos, and then Gianni's there, and they're fighting off the assault talons, and you're supposed to kill the waves of them on either side, and then hit the button? Well, in NTSCJ, the reason in the US version there's a bunch of like scuttlebugs there that'll knock you off if you try and hit the button is because in NTSCJ they just aren't there, so you just can walk up to it immediately and hit it, and you skip the waves of enemies, and that is the most significant skip in the game. But it's pretty underwhelming because that's not exciting. I changed the hue a bit, so it should be. It's a little bit closer. Hmm. It was interesting to like see that there existed a full breakdown community before the current one that existed like over a decade ago because this guy Chris Hansen, his last name is not Hansen, it's like Harrison or something. But yeah, there's in the breakdown Discord there's a game discussion channel where sometimes I'll just go in there and be like, hey, does anyone have any ideas? This one guy in the server, his username's IQ Dropper. I think it's the same on Twitch. I don't know when he's gonna start, but he says he either has a capture card or he ordered one, and he's gonna run the extreme category because I don't want to, and he does, I guess. Yeah, it's crazy. So this guy, Chris Harrison or something, he documented every combo in the game. There was so much stuff in there I didn't know existed. For example, did you know you can counterattack in this game? Because I didn't. Okay, stop being. Yeah, there we go. And counterattack is so useful. So useful. So when you're swarmed, you can just counterattack. And it's great. It's so great. In the white room with all the Talon, it's so great. There's a bunch of other combos that are relatively useless. So. That was not great placement. The difference between bad and good placement on this bar is like 2-3 seconds. So. 411. What capture card do you use? Honestly, I don't know if I made the right choice. I made a pretty hasty decision in getting mine. I use the Hapog HD PVR and it's quite an old model. Not the HD PVR2, not the HD PVR2 gaming, the POG HD PVR. I do mostly like it. It has composite S-video and component, and it has component out pass-through, so I like that. What I don't like is that it's not in 444, so you lose quality in the reds and the blues. It's probably in 420, if I'm being honest. It's probably uses NV12, which is unfortunate. But it's hard to find a capture card that uses 444, because they don't advertise that. And then in OBS, I have it set to 2x scale. So instead of 720 by 480, it's 1440 by 960. And I use 2 scaling methods because I'm a madman. I have just like the base scaling, because you can right click and hit like scaling. I have that one set to area. And then I add another scaling filter. Oh, I'm so glad I grabbed the right one. And I use bicubic for that one. So it has the sharpness of area. Oh, what did I do on that? I have no idea. The splits are too small for me to see. So it has the sharpness of area, but with like a little more softness. I think it's a good balance. I use an Elgato AC60S. Modern stuff, but I've been trying to figure out how to get my composite component stuff handled. Do you have component cables for the original Xbox? Because I mean I made mine, kind of. There's this great tutorial on YouTube in like 3 parts where this guy shows you how to make component cables for the original Xbox, because there's a bunch of cheap ones, but the shielding is very poor, so it's poor quality. His idea, genius, you buy the Xbox 360 official component cables with the good shielding, cut off the end, and then you buy some really cheap component Chinese Xbox cables, and you solder them on, so that way it has the right connector and the good cables. It was pretty easy. I did the whole thing in like a night, and it's been working ever since. But honestly, to get the best picture out of the original Xbox right now, it's probably best just to pre-order the Make Megahertz internal HDMI mod. I mean, those are gonna ship out sometime in October, so not too far from now. And the difference in quality isn't enormous, but it's also digital, so it's more compatible with a lot of capture cards. It's just gonna be more convenient.
You really don't know, do you? I'm Alex.
Yeah. It's surprisingly affordable for how, if you compare it to other HDMI mods, like the Ultra HDMI for the N64, to get a pre-mod one, it's like $500 or something. But this one, if you pre-order it right now, it's only $60. It will be $80 after the pre-order window closes.
Move it, soldier.
But, I mean, you have to be decent with micro soldering to do that if you want to do it yourself. Because you have to solder ribbon cables directly to the pins of the digital to analog convert chip. And, man, that's gonna be a chore. Especially if you don't have great equipment. Like, I have a decent soldering iron now. I used to use a really just okay one, and then I got a decent one, and it made a world of difference in soldering. But I only have one tip, and it's not exactly very fine. I have a magnifying glass somewhere, but no, like, digital microscope, so it would be a mess if I tried to install it. So I feel like I want to pre-order it just in case I ever decide to, because, like, now would be the best time to get it. There we go. But I don't know if I'd ever install it. Made it back here, and now it's smooth sailing because we aren't on expert. I don't know how possible this part is on expert. So that means, yeah, expert still is difficult on JP. It doesn't totally nullify the category. The original purpose of the expert category was extreme category, because, you know, that whole myth or rumor went around about unlockable extreme percent that doesn't exist. Yeah. But, I mean, expert's difficult enough, so... It's still called extreme, but it's just, you just do the run on expert difficulty. Which is still difficulty. Okay. 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 Move me out of the way. You kidding? The only time I've done an expert / extreme run was a month, possibly months, multiple ago. And I didn't... Did I hit 5? I did. I wasn't paying attention. And I didn't complete it because I used to be terrible. And I still am kind of terrible, but I'm less terrible. And I could not get past the second Solace fight to save my life. It was terrible. I was 7.5 hours in, and I gave up at 6 in the morning. I hope IQ Dropper has a better experience with it. He's probably better than I was at that point. He's using the Razer, whatever their capture card is. Something. What is nice about the vending machines, I really appreciate that they did this. It's attention to detail. You see how the top button's red now? That means it's empty. So I don't have to keep count of how many I've drank and how many each vending machine holds. I can just keep going until they're empty. It's nice. I'm glad they did that. So much noise. It's the hallways after the Halon gas. All the regular Talon were tough for me to go around. Honestly, here's the thing. On JP, that part is so much more bearable. Like, honestly, it's no longer a stroke inducer, because the Talon warriors in JP have a slightly slower reaction time, so you can just jump past them. It's simple. It's great. And when you go back through, there's fewer enemies on the way out. Great. And sodas, all sodas ends after you drink the last soda, just because that makes the category shorter, and I feel like it'll be more, oh, wow. This is, you know, and I feel like it'll be more enjoyable to do multiple runs if it's just a shorter category, because, you know, it's all sodas. Why drink the last soda and then go through the rest of the game? You know, it saves like 40 minutes and you still drink all the sodas, so. Oui. Also, when you're at the peak of your jump, you can't, there's no way you can be put in the knockdown animation, which is neat, because you can just jump through things that'll hit you or blow you up. You know what I was thinking about recently, and I was talking with other people in the Discord about this? It was how certain points in the story don't make a lot of sense. Like, maybe you know more about it than I do. I've been trying to make sense of it. You know, in the start of the game, when Alex just shows up, I mean, she just, like, teleports out of the air, and then she goes by the $50,000 equipment, and just jumps, does a super jump. Like, how did that happen? How did that happen? How did she know that was going to happen? Where did she go? I couldn't figure out any of it. IQ Dropper said it was like possibly because of time instability from the pendulum effect, but like, then how does she do the super jump? How does she know she can do that? And why does she never do it again? And also, at what point... Yeah. Like, at which point does Derek go into the future? Because it does... The wiki said that the reaction between the nuclear explosion and Solace's shield sends him into the future. Okay, so then does he just stop existing in this timeline? Or does he die in this timeline? What was his life like in the future timeline? Like, how did he get to that point? Did he just show up and they're like, let's put him in our memory machine? And then he remembers himself dying at the end. How would you do that? It just made less sense the more I thought about it. It's very confusing. My current theory, or current explanation, is there are two separate timelines and a few sub-timelines. There's the A timeline, which stands for Alpha, just because Derek's Alpha project, and I thought it was fitting. Oh, okay, soul jump. So the Alpha timeline goes up until he dies to the nuke, which well, he doesn't die, in my theory. He stops existing in this timeline. Oh, I forgot about this soda. Okay, just gonna pick up the ration that's farther away from you. So in my theory, he and Alex stop existing in this timeline. He, Alex, and maybe Solace. I don't know. Who cares about Solace?
Let's keep moving.
Turn around, cancel. I did not find that. Rio found that. Credit to him. I don't know how he did it. A lot of the stuff in this game that's useful that was found mostly by the throw yourself at everything method. Throw yourself at everything and see what works.
Looks like we aren't the only.
I mean, I've played through the game many times, like not even online, just offline, to try and see what I can find by throwing myself at everything. And like, the more I understand the mechanics, the less like wasteful throwing myself at everything there is, because I'm like, that will work because of this, or that won't work because of this mechanic. So that's nice. But anyway, back to timelines. Parallel universes. Okay. The Alpha timeline ends with the nuke going off. Alex, let's just say the timeline ends there. Stops existing. Timeline B. I don't know when it starts, but at some point in it, in the future, yeah. At some point in it, I think Derek just showed up. And that's Derek from Timeline A. He just showed up at some point in Timeline B. Never mind the machine. And they're like, hey, let's just put him in this machine. That's my theory. And then they're like, look, they're watching his memories at the same time that he's remembering his memories. So they're learning it with him. That's how they know all this stuff. This guy, you want to pull him over here and get him stuck around the corner so he won't bother you. I hope. Okay. So he shows up, Timeline B, which stands for Beta, because Alex is Beta Project, and she's kind of, sort of, from that timeline. So Timeline B, he shows up, they put him in the memory machine, and then after that, the Talons break into the room. He bounces He meets up with Glenn, who's just chilling in that chair for some reason, doing heroin, or whatever drugs that he has in those needles, doing Telangin. And then he's like, hey, Derek, guy that just showed up in this timeline, take these drugs. And then the pendulum effect, because he's from the first timeline, I don't know how Glenn knew anything about the pendulum effect. Like, did he study time travel? How did he know any of that? So, I guess he just makes up this whole pendulum effect thing just now to look smart. And so, they go back to Timeline A, but a branch of Timeline A. At a point before the nuke goes off, it branches off into a new path, and that's the path that ends with them making it through. I don't know. It sounded a lot more... It made a lot more... I don't want to do that, whatever. This run is pretty messy. Shooting of Telangin, yeah. I mean, what else has he been doing? He's like, time is all I had, you know? And if it's 15-year difference, how did he age so much? It must be from that Telangin. Like, how old is he at this point in time compared to 15 years in the future? Because he looks like 85 in the future. So that's assuming that he'd be 70 right now, but he does not look 70. So, I don't know. That Telangin, it's not good for your skin. Or your hair. And you know what's funny? I also posted this video clip on the Discord when I was just messing around. That I just shot the video with my phone. If you punch Glenn when he asks you to give him a hand to help him up, he'll just stand straight up and be like, what's wrong with you? And I think that's funny because he's not strong enough to stand on his own. But the character model just jumps right up. There's so much that is weird. There's just so much. You know what's interesting? Like, I used to be a pretty avid Melee player. And at one point I'm sorry. This happened in the first All Sodas run, where you grab that. I feel like they knew someone was gonna try and get all these sodas, so they put obstacles right next to them, so you grab those instead. But, what was I saying? Oh yeah, used to be an avid Melee player. At one point, I had dreams about Melee. I was doing it so much. I woke up at one point doing the inputs for a wave dash, because I was a Luigi main. And only recently did I have my first break... Oh, I'm so slow. You can jump there to get farther distance. Only recently did I have my first breakdown dream. I used to make that mistake. Yeah. Oh, I'm not paying attention at all. That's a scenario where you want to use... where you want to... Whatever. The fastest way to do that is full body uppercut and then high kick. Because it's 7 frames faster than 2 high kicks. But anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I had a dream about breakdown. And the dream was somewhat of a nightmare. Because I spent so much time documenting all the sodas and getting it right. And redoing the first run. Because the first one was invalidated because I missed a few sodas. And I had a nightmare that in this dream, from the beginning of the game where you wake up, I discovered a vent you could go into to skip till right after the halon gas part of the game. I'm like, wow, this is huge. And within that vent, there were a ton of sodas. And I was freaking out. I'm like, oh, I have to document all these now. The run is invalidated. I have to redo all this. It's just weird. The door that opens here, that one, but when it's closed, you can also jump through it. I don't know if it's the same model, but you can jump through it. It's just a little more weird than doing it with the other glass doors. Man, I proposed the idea of banning JP for the burger percent category because I said that JP killed the category, because it did. JP makes it way too easy. Because back when it was just NTSC, you know, there was the grind for sub 13 minutes, and it was possible to get a sub 13 run burger percent, but it would be very difficult, and the run would have to be very clean. My sum of best at one point was like 12:56, so just 4 seconds under the mark. And my best ever time is slightly better than the video that's posted as the record at that point. It's different now, but I did technically beat that time. I got a 13:02. I technically beat that time a bit later by a few frames, but because the breakdown speedrun.com board doesn't count frames, it just counts seconds as the smallest integers, it didn't matter. But I got a 13:02 as my best time, and I was like, wow, this is really cool. Sub 13 grind. It'll be a really cool run. It's challenging, and it'll look clean. And then JP comes along, and on like my third try, I pull an 11:56. You know, it's like, it's just kind of like, it's like, yay, 11:56, but now it's like, woo, sub 13. It's too easy. You gotta be on that grind. NTSC sub 13 grind. People didn't want to ban JP. Someone suggested that they just split into separate categories. I don't know. I don't know if I'm even gonna go back to burger percent ever. It's just, it's very stressful to run back when I only ran NTSC on it, because I didn't know about JP, or I didn't have it. Because any mistake at all, any mistake, just killed the run. It was so demoralizing. See, this part, so much easier. So much easier. These guys, I don't even know what they're looking at. They're just looking at the walls. They're watching for coal in the walls. I just remembered this spot. They're gonna be running on that. Do you have NTSCJ? Just already? Because I got mine from Genki Video Games for 25 pounds, or what translates to $33. Which is so much better than any other source I looked at. Second best was like $80. And don't even get me started on the ones on Amazon, eBay. People try and sell it for $200. And the ones on Genki Video Games are factory sealed. I'm thinking about getting a second one just to like preserve it, to have a factory sealed Japanese copy. It's great. Ooh, this spot is a bit of a run killer. I lose a lot of runs here because I try and go for the coolness. That's optimal, by the way. This next spot, you can look a bit cool, be a bit of a cool guy. Check this out. I'm gonna be a cool guy. You know the crumbly bridge right there? Skip it. I don't care. I'm a madman. You can just jump past it. 4 physical copies. Does PAL have anything interesting or different? Wow. I was thinking about getting PAL because I'm like, hey, maybe they changed it again after realizing what a mess the US version was difficulty-wise. If you look down here, it changes your hitbox, so you don't hit the ceiling. That was one of the earliest strats found, and it was surprisingly difficult for me to do at first, just because I'd try and transition into it really smoothly instead of taking time to like line it up, and I would always miss, and then you lose like 20 seconds and I would get mad and give up. Come on. There's only one here as far as I can remember. I hope I haven't missed any sodas from speaking this whole time. But I don't feel like doing a crazy run tonight. I've not run in PAL yet.
Derek,
It'd be interesting to see them, like,
you're okay.
because JP, the difficulty, when they moved it over to the US, they're like, difficulty was a bit too easy.
Come on.
Let's turn it up to 11 squared. I wonder if when they moved it to PAL, because PAL came out the last one, I wonder if they, like, toned it back a little bit.
Don't
I'm
move.
gonna mess with the colors again. Huge. So that does that. I'm gonna turn that down to 90. Is at 95 right now. This great Stream FX for OBS is great because they have color grading, which is way better than standard OBS color correction. You have so much more control. Let me look at Alex. Still a bit red, but it looks more human. I don't use my CRT anymore. At least not when streaming. Probably not for Xbox games. There it is. Just because it doesn't... Oh, I'm not paying attention. Because it doesn't support 480p. And 480p for a viewing experience is much better than 480i. Oh, Rio also discovered this one. It's much better in NTSC. The difference is negligible. The difference is in NTSC, you can leave this room as soon as she starts talking and it'll skip the dialogue. But in JP, you have to wait till the options come up.
Grab on.
That's the difference. But whatever.
Let's go.
Colors look almost decent now. Yeah, those are pretty good. Okay, come on. You want to hit him just to aggravate him? Please, dude. You want to aggravate him because he's not very aggressive in this version. NTSC, he has no problem running up to you, decking you in the mouth. This version, he'll just kind of walk backwards away from you for a while. His skin's a bit pinker than it's supposed to be. It's pretty close, but... It's pretty close. Oh, this part's interesting. NTSC. Oh, there's another. A lot of the best skips are boring, because just like hit a button to skip this sequence. In this spot, you know how you kill the guys by the turret, because turrets are in this game for some reason. You forget about those because you never use them, and then the guys come down the elevator and kill those guys. You can skip all that with the press of a button. Allow me to demonstrate. It's great. It's great. I love it. Close color-wise. I'm like way too sensitive to small differences in color. I've been tweaking the color very slightly for weeks at this point, several hours a day. Because I have ADHD and I hyper-focus on stupid things like that instead of useful things. And so I spend an unreal amount of time tweaking the colors until I get them exactly right, and I never see them exactly right. I even compared it to a ripped from the files, AVI lossless original movie file or AVI file of the E3 trailer, because you can unlock the E3 trailer in this game. I can compare the colors on the two because the ripped file wasn't processed through anything, so it should have exactly the intended colors. And even then, I couldn't get it exactly right. I spent so much time on that. Skips it. Brad, I was in that too. Yep. I mean, it'd be... I don't know how they missed that. They missed that in JP. They didn't care to fix it in NTSC. I don't know about Val. The spot, strangely enough, the helicopter is actually on a timer. So, and I kind of like sodas because I can like pay less attention and I can just talk the whole time because you get so much health from the sodas. See there, I was walking into the spot where this happens, but nothing happens because the helicopter only shows up after a certain amount of time. The sky is slightly more blue than it's supposed to be. It's just... it'll never be right. Ugh, my muscle memory, my brain just told me to like get ready to hit the split because in any percent this is where a split is. I've done that so many times. I hope I remember what my soda splits were.
Well, looks like we're both still in one piece.
Yeah, it's just a location, but it's timed. So if you go there too fast, you have to wait. Yeah. It's like, it checks to see if you're in that location, but only after a certain number of frames. Because when you get there, you can be jumping against it, and it's like not checking, but when it is checking, it's like, ah, you're there. Start the cutscene. Ah, sold out. Let me pull some swag here. Swag strat. Let me see if I can do it. You can cancel. Knockdown cancel. Never mind. Anyway, grenades. I wrote about grenades on the... There was a glass door back there that you can jump through. I wrote about grenades in the mechanics document, and that's great. RNG. And grenades behave very strangely. If you throw a grenade and you go up to it and you walk backwards into a wall while it's exploding, you don't take damage or knockback. It just cancels it. Get him out! Get him out of here! Get him out of here! Why am I so bad? I swear, I will never first try cat skip in a run. Never. So it's slower if you mess it up that many times. Never will I first try cat skip. The only time I first tried it was when I was discovered by me doing it on accident. You have to like go up to the door, turn slightly to the right, and then jump through it. Yeah, if only I could do it cleanly. It's never gonna happen. That's the most useful clip, I guess. Because, I mean, it saves couple seconds from the cat cutscene. And you know, what's interesting in this room, I might as well do it. I doubt this is going to be a good run. I'm just going to play it through. Just because. Man, I wish I knew what that said. Oh, cat skip room. That's what the split says. Okay. Yeah, I'm in the right room. I don't think I don't think it's gonna be a very good split. So anyway, what's interesting about this room, to open the next area, it only checks to see that you open a door. It doesn't care that you open the door directly in front of you. So you can do the one to the left back there, which is what I'm gonna do just to show it off. Oh man, did I lose? How much time did I lose here? I can't even see it. Oh, last soda. Gotta hit this split. Got him. I can't even see how well it was. And Alex gets stuck over there. So you can just do this. He doesn't care. And what's interesting about these is it's easiest to show it on this spot where there's two of them. If there's a few frames where you can do inputs, so I just hold out just to show it. See, you look away and then you look back. There's nothing really useful that comes from that. It's just interesting. I guess I could put that in the mechanics document too. That's technically a mechanic. After the red faces, you can move for a few frames.
You don't want me to die, do you?
Well, oh, that's right. That's the downside of it. You should go into that room. There's so much snapback in this game because it is optimal. I don't know if you do this during your runs, but it is optimal to set your stick sensitivity to max, because a lot of this game is going from one spot and then turning and then going again. So the faster you can turn, just the better. So that means it's super sensitive. It's just like that. I don't know how to test it because it only does it sometimes. I think if you warm up the analog sticks, it doesn't do it as much. But yeah, at the beginning of attempts tonight, it would snap back to a different spot. That was annoying.
What a relief they didn't change the security code.
I lost 20 seconds there. I'm gonna window that.
Let's go.
Okay. Colors are almost still a little too red in the shadows. And my layout looks pretty weird right now because I don't know if I was just using the wrong size this whole time, or if changing it to 480p or something resized it, but the gameplay capture got wider seemingly, so I just had to move it out more, so everything got squished in the stream canvas. And this guy in NTSC, you can just don't worry about him. Oh, never mind. Normally he doesn't do that. I guess he's having a bad day. He's feeling aggressive. Oh, it's the next room. Stair skip is in the next room. Another interesting example of one-way collision, specifically angled surface one-way collision, because it's much easier to clip through surfaces if they're angled. You want to stand, if you can do this like really quick, then it's optimal. Stand like, but I can't do it quick right there. Oh no, I want to shut off. I don't care if it's taller. That would lose time, but if you get it right, see if you could do it significantly faster than this. There we go. You can just skip to the top of the stairs. It looks cool at least, if you can do it cleanly. That was also one of the earliest things discovered. Aha! Oh, never mind. It's the next room. All these rooms kind of sort of look the same.
Stop.
Don't forget a soda. I mean, I might have forgotten a soda at some point, but I don't know. It's not like this run's gonna be a PB. No chance. Actually, I mean, there's definitely at least there's more than a minute of me messing up later on. So it's technically possible to PP, but no, it's not happening. 603 for my first split. I'm just seeing that now. That's not great. My gold, at least an 80% for the first split, is 559. So it's 4 seconds slower than it could be. Can fit another jump there. Ah, actually, I know what to do. I theorized a 1-minute time save the other day, because during the spot where Glenn is introduced and he just talks for a minute and a half, 2 minutes, right before that area, you can, there's a soda vending machine with 5 sodas in it. It takes about a minute to drink all 5 sodas, which is crazy. I mean, 5, that's 60 ounces of soda in a minute. That's pretty impressive. But what was I saying? Oh yeah. So what was I saying? Oh yeah. So when he's talking, you go up to him, activate his talking sequence, and then you go back to where the vending machine is, and then you drink the sodas. So that way the time you spend waiting for him to just talk, you compound that time with the time you'd for real, with the time you would spend drinking the sodas. And like that, easy 1 minute time save. Also check this out. There we go. You can fall down the stairs, which is faster by positioning your camera a certain way, and then hitting B to recenter. It's faster, I hope. But it looks kind of sort of cool. This next part kind of confuses me. It's like, why did they add this in? It's the only spot in the game. This whole spot's kind of unique. I mean, well, if you think about it, the whole game is different from each other than some stuff, so I don't know. It's just the key thing. It's weird to me. It seems just kind of... Also the lasers, ugh. Before I memorized the patterns here, this mod was so annoying. Because you'd die, and it would send you like 20 seconds back. 20, 30 seconds. I'm sure you knew about this fast reloading. You can shield to cancel a reload animation. That's basic stuff.
Looks like they don't want us to go any further. What do you think?
Skip the battery? What's that mean? How'd you skip the battery? It's crouch, jump, crouch, crouch, jump. If you don't memorize these, it's kind of annoying. I was watching some other guy stream this casually the other day, because whenever someone streams Breakdown, I just like to be in there, and it's neat. And see how interested they are in the game. I always ask, first thing I ask, are you interested in speedrunning? Every single time they say no. The massive Talon gate shield, if there was a way to glitch past, you shouldn't have to go. Yeah, I looked for it. I don't think it's gonna happen. With our current understanding of the mechanics, I don't think it's gonna happen. Because there's only 2, 3 ways to clip through something, and none of them really fit for that wall. You can clip by glass doors are weird. You can clip by angled one-way collision ceilings, which is really only a ceiling thing, and then there's ceiling displacement, and there isn't really a ceiling to hit there, so it's unfortunate, but it would be nice. There's something smart I was gonna say before that.
Try these keys out.
Can't remember what it is.
Stop.
This key part's just kind of strange. I don't know why. I get weird feeling from it.
Turn the keys simultaneously on my signal.
I caught up to the
3, 2, 1, turn.
I caught up to the comparison video that's off by many seconds. But still, whatever. Man, I wish I could remember what I was saying.
Here they come.
Okay, clip through the basement. Ah, now I remember. The most unfortunate out of bounds sequence in the game is my arm? I don't know. Is in the helicopter, the very last part of the game. Your jump is disabled the whole time you're in there, except for the spot where you talk to Alex with the dialogue question. Get this, you can jump if you hit Y there. And as it turns out, get this, both the requirements to clip out of bounds are met there. You have a low ceiling to hit, and it's angled. So if you stand in the spot that I did when I got the 310, sub 310 a while back, And this lost me like 2 minutes. I stood there. All I had to do was hit Y and then walk off the helicopter, you know, end the game. Good stuff. I stood in that spot. I clipped out of bounds and had to watch the whole the whole cutscene up to that point over again. And that is by far like the highest displacement clip. It sent me like pretty far out of the helicopter. Like that's like the worst spot for both the requirements to clip out are met. It's the most useless spot. Couldn't be anywhere else. I have it clipped somewhere. I mean, I might actually be ahead of it now. I'll actually be ahead of the run. Hey, I don't know what causes that. For a while, I thought maybe it's like Alex walks into you, and when you're able to move again, it displaces you. But I don't think so, because it can happen when during the sections where you're separated from Alex. So I really don't know. Well, maybe movement storage, that might exist. There's a this thing that exists called jump storage. I guess I can show it up here. Basically, if you're jumping and you're still in the air, there are a few frames where you can activate the button or open a door, and then you would like buffer an immediate jump afterwards. So even on frames where you can't move, that's why the original strat where the cat skip is now, the original strat was to do a jump storage there, so that way when the cat cutscene starts, you jump forward and you're like halfway through the room. Nice, you know, because you move forward. But that's kind of difficult, and it was at that point jump storage wasn't really understood. But jump storage is pretty useless, but it's kind of cool. The maximum amount a vending machine. Wow, how did I forget the word vending machine? A vending machine. All right, I'm gonna jump storage this. Did I get it? Nope. I can try it again up here. Oh. Hey, there it is. I think. You see how I just like immediately went upwards? It's pretty useless, but whatever. And this whole spot talking to her is just like optional, which I think is funny. I don't know why. Ooh, I also I made a unlisted video on it and I posted it to the Discord just as a useful resource. But going down the silos, I got, as far as I know, optimal strats figured out. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm probably wrong. But I did, going down, I did research. I figured out the optimal strats for going down the silos. You know, with like the platforms and stuff. By the way, this is weird. Why does that exist? I'm just pointing that out. That spot there. Every time someone that, like, on Twitch plays through this game, they always go in there because they're like, oh, this is a weird, unique spot. Let me go in it. And then it leads to nothing. I don't know why. Yeah. Oh, it's one in here that's white. And I can't even remember what I was talking about previously, but the unfortunate thing, when, oh dude, when I wrote up the document for all the sodas, just so everyone would know if they want to do this where all the sodas were. The unfortunate thing is I was too lazy, go through OBS, turn on the capture card, well, the capture card's already on, turn OBS, take a screenshot of it. Instead, I just took pictures of my CRT, so it looks pretty terrible, but you can probably, I wrote descriptions of where they were. but they're descriptions in the way I speak, so they're kind of confusing, even for me. In the Discord, and Rio responded nice. Couple of questions. I'm going. Oh, that's a lot of text.
I don't think he got it
Yes,
all
Discord.
himself.
Respond a couple of questions. I'm going to send a few. If some questions you'd like answered. I don't know. I don't got questions, man. Honestly, Rio's probably a better person to just ask for that. He is just better at question asking. I don't know. Rio suggests anything. If there's any burgers we've missed, I mean, yeah. It's a question I'd have for Rio, actually, not even the developers, is why did he make a burger percent category? And that's actually the reason that I run this game, is because he made a burger percent category. Because I was looking at the community, I'm like, the any percent's so long. I don't think I can do that. And I'm like, one day he just came back, he made a burger percent category. I'm like, oh, that's pretty short. I don't know why he made it. What are the total number of soda cans? I sincerely hope I'm right. But yeah, that would be good information to know. If I was smarter, I'd be able to ask better questions here. More useful questions, but I can't think. Oh wait, I'm stupid. This is the one I was talking about. The minute time save. I wonder if you can, because this is a slope. No. This spot reminds me of something because this is where I tested the frame data on what frames the attacks hit. Because what I would do here is I would just stand in front of Alex, and I mean, I would do the attacks on her, and when she reacts, that's the frame it hits. Sounds bad, but you know, I haven't tested if this works. I'm just gonna hope it does. I think how thorough you've been, either be dead on 1 or 2 or very close. I hope. I could check, but why is it telling us some of us depend on region? Is in. It's not an inaccessible thing. I guess they just decided to put one. There's 2 spots. Yeah, 2 spots. One, I'm gonna try and describe it. You know the room where you're going through all like the tunnels, I guess, all the gray tunnels, and you go through some vents. Come out of the room. There's like a room with a bunch of scuttlebugs that burst out of a vent, and then there's like this just model of like a water refining boiler thing. Next to it in NTC, there's a soda. In JP, it's just not there. And in the outer wall section, later on, there's a spot around a dead body that in NTSC has a soda. In this version, doesn't. They just decided not to. There's a lot of things they just left out in this version. Hey, I think that did save time. Like, I love... There's a few things later on in the game I'm really glad they left out in this version. For example, with the assault talons, like when you're
Derek, this is Glenn.
out, you know, in like the Site Zero area. This is bad. In the Site Zero area where,
Glenn, Derek has been
yeah,
doing
I don't know why they decided to ruin the perfect 100 number. They're like, oh, 2 more sodas.
He can get through the
I could be wrong about the total though. There's 2 spots where I think I could be wrong, but I really don't want to check. Yeah. The 2 spots I think I could be wrong are, but I doubt it. Because there's no way they expect you to get out and drink these sodas. The final escape sequence when you're driving away, and everything's falling apart. When you go back through there, there's a spot where there's a vending machine the first time around, and there's 2 sodas in a different spot in that same area. There's a chance they still could be there the second time around, but I so heavily doubt that. And when I was documenting all the sodas, that would require me to do like another hour of checking through it, so I was not down for that. I certainly hope there isn't. I don't know why. It used to be difficult for me to first cycle this. It used to take me like 2 or 3 cycles to get this part. I don't know why. What was your best time in NTSC any percent back when you used to run it? Because NTSC, for me, I think the best I did was like 327. Maybe. I'll check. It's not great. It'd be such a major pain. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So I'm like, there's no way they put something there. It would be so weird of them. Oh, and the great thing about JP in this part with the scuttlebugs, because that's just what I call the crawly explodey ones. I don't know their official name, but I just call them scuttlebugs, because whatever. This part, you can just kind of stand in front of them and protect Glenn, and it just works, because they don't do that much damage, but in NTSC, you have to kind of be smart.
Isn't it dangerous?
With all my times from back then, I'll try and find it.
Extracting hope and hope alone from Pandora's box. That is science.
But you failed.
Ooh, Glenn's coat do be looking kind of blue in the highlights.
But as in the legend,
Time for me to mess with the colors again.
as well.
Highlight blue tint 90. Bam. That's good. That's better.
If you do not, the planet will be faced with a horrific crisis.
Let's just set that to 0. That looks gross.
Apocalypse, the word you're looking for?
75. That looks better.
Please, help us.
And I started documenting the dialogue times for all the choices, but I quit. But I'm almost certain that every single time Y is a faster option. Not saying anything is the slowest option, and X is a bit slower than Y. Oh, something interesting here. You can kind of sort of clip into this box. See there, it looks like, oh, maybe he walked into the box. But here, you definitely walked into the box. Doesn't do anything, but whatever. Actually, I guess if you can ask them, one of the things I would ask that would be really interesting to know is, like, was there any cut content? Because, like, this game, it seemed from the when you look at the E3 trailer as many times as I have, it looks really ambitious. And the game is pretty ambitious, especially for the time. But it's just, most games have some amount of something that was cut, right? And there's so little online that's documented about this game. It's also, I think it's cool, I guess, that I physically have the JP version and people like you also have the JP version, because online there is just no information about it. You can find a few screenshots, but other than that, nothing. So, if you look it up, you can't find anything unless you have the actual copy. Oh, you know what I just remembered? It's this is kind of different, but it's like a region difference, I guess. In the spot where you kill the first Talon that you can kill, the guy by the door, they changed the voice clip for him for some reason. In this version, they have a different guy saying, "I didn't want to die." And then in the next one, they have like a different, younger guy sounding dude. Ever been any information on it? Just game reviews? Yeah. There's a surprising amount of game reviews. IGN did a lot of stuff on this, weirdly.
Like to spend more time on the purification process, but time is a luxury we do not have. Even at this level of purity, this should raise your physical capabilities to a whole new level.
There's a mechanic in this game that I called attack looping.
Effects are immediate.
Basically, the infinite hook combo was like something that people online
Change in his cells.
thought was cool. It is pretty cool. But a broader thing I put that under is attack looping. Basically, when you do an attack, you could wait till the animation ends and then say like move forward,
Who is that girl?
or you can input a different attack a few frames earlier and start that attack a few frames before the animation ends, and you can loop them into each other. So the infinite hook combo is like, I guess, the most famous example of an attack loop. And the reason it's kind of sort of hard to do is because the timing on them is actually different, so it feels weird. For the left hook, you can input the next attack on frame 19. For the right hook, you input it on frame 21 or 22, I think. It's either 21, 22, or 23. So that's why it feels different. On the right one, you want to wait a bit longer. On the left one, you want to do it much sooner. And also, the left hook is objectively better, according to my tests. I think, just from memory, I could look back at the document, it does more damage, it hits sooner, and you can interrupt it sooner. The animation might be longer, but that's it. So if you, for whatever reason, practice infinite hook combos and you want to start one on an enemy, it's objectively better to start with the left hook. Also, this is kind of weird. Uncharged ones are not that much weaker than fully charged ones. Watch. 3 fully charged shots is not enough to bring this guy down. But what was that? 4 barely charged shots? Like, come on. There's no point in charging that. Also, high kick's useless. Also, attack's useless. Ah, here it is. Full body uppercut, 7 frames faster. Bam. 7 frame advantage. Bam. 7 frames. I just saved 14 frames there. That's a good amount of time. It's like a quarter second. Just free.
Amazing.
You did run, pal.
Chance to
Not remember that. Yeah, that probably means it wasn't very different if it wasn't memorable.
All right then.
I mean,
Counting on you two.
I can't really think of many examples where a game changes drastically between like the US release and PAL, because by that point they've kind of figured it out, you know, they've got out what they wanted to get out. Also, another tip, I'm just full of tips, I guess, tips and tricks. If you want to capture footage off an original Xbox and you have it soft modded, I would, first of all, you should use progressive scan if you're able. And second most important thing is to go into XBMC or Unleash X or whatever you're using, turn off the soften filter and set the filter, which is the bilinear filter, to 0. It'll sharpen it up a ton. That's why this footage looks moderately sharp. Because the filter, the bilinear filter, the original Xbox has a bad flickering problem, especially, well, in interlaced mode. So to eliminate that, Microsoft baked in a feature where developers could set a level of 0 to 5 of a bilinear filter that would just blur the image a bit so you wouldn't notice the flicker. And almost every developer set it to the max filter, which means it just blurred it a bunch. But yeah.
Enemy.
You just turn off the soften filter, turn off bilinear, it's much sharper. Where'd you go? Oh, that reminds me of one of the most infamous glitches that I've never figured out what happened. I call it the disappearing Alex glitch. It happened in the middle of a run a while back. It was an 8% run. The first area with this big door, after you go down the elevator, for whatever reason, she just wasn't there with me. And so I had to reset the area because she just didn't show up. So she can't open the door. It's weird. No idea what caused it. Ah!
Here they come.
Ugh, the assault. I'm trying to think of what my... Okay, I'm gonna rank the enemies from favorite to least favorite. Favorite enemies... That's a tough one to answer. I think there's actually different, like, enemies within the soldier groups, but I've never, like, looked for that. Now this text file with the times is here somewhere, but I believe it was very, very close to 3 hours. Wow, that's impressive. You good. I have no idea what my best NTSC time was. I'll return to doing any percent attempts when I get sub 230 in soda category because I was close last time. And it seems like a cool, arbitrary marker. So, if you stand on this lip here, you can, I missed it. If you stand on that, like the corner there, you can stand up before falling. This part bamboozles me. Why did they put a soda back here? Who did they expect to come back here? Who did they expect to come back here? Okay, I guess favor is gonna way to verify this, so take it with a grain of salt, but either I got sub 3 hours or I was obsessed getting to sub 3 hours. I'm misremembering that I did that. It would be... That would be cool. That... I mean, I believe you. You're probably better than me. But, sub 3 hours on NTSC would be insane levels of skill. But to be... I feel like as people, like, the more people that start playing in speedrunning, because more people do have plans to speedrun, there are at least one, maybe two more people. Well, yeah, there's at least 2 people in the Discord outside of me and IQ Dropper that have intentions to run. Dyson's one guy. He said he's just got, like, stuff going on right now, because a lot's going on, obviously. And Rio also has plans to get back into it, but he said he had to take his setup down because personal stuff right now.
Hey pal, stand down. At ease, soldier. We're the good guys.
Yeah. But as people get better at it, sub 3 NTSC will definitely seem like it'll seem more feasible, because right now it's pretty wild to think about, because even in JP my sum of S is only like 251.
It's him. It's him. Blow him away.
I like to, at this point you can basically, NTSC does have an advantage here. He's just looking somewhere else because the soldiers are much more aggressive. Do I have a grenade? Do I have anything to damage myself? I like to die here because there's a very good respawn point. Realistically, I probably could have just gone through. Oh, whatever. It's a very good respawn point. Ooh, I just remembered something interesting. The physics in this game are momentum based, which is the reason why fast and slow jumps happen. Basically, when you're not holding a direction or a few frames in your landing animation after jumping, if you hit the jump button, you just go straight up, and it's slow and it's gross, and then you're disappointed in yourself. But if you're moving forward, which is fast, then you do a jump and it's fast. Every spawn point is the best, yeah. So on this cart, because this game has inertia for some reason, so when you're on the cart, you have the same speed as the cart. So if you jump off it, you go really fast. It's nice. Remember finding that respawn, skipping all those stairs downwards. Oh, it's so great. When you're just starting out those stairs, it's so, especially in NTC, it's so bad. There's so many soldiers there. So bad. Yeah. It's cool, but it's not like crazy useful. Because I mean it's useful to, like, you can shoot yourself forward in certain parts. That saves a bit of time and it looks cool and it feels cool. But also, if you do it wrong and you go like straight forward and the cart catches up to you and hits you, you will die instantly and you lose a lot of time, so you have to like look outwards a bit. And I don't do it for this first part just because the cart comes to a stop and you have to get back on it, so it's inconvenient either way. Yo, do I have a lead? I might. The comparison video was way off, but you know, I mean, I can drink some water right now. The best way to do it is just to walk on, like, down these stairs and look outwards a bit, because then you're not like at all on the cart. Oh yeah, that's right, I was gonna rank all the enemies. Here's the thing, I can't think of which one's my favorite. That's a tough question. Because, like, the soldiers, at least in JP, they aren't really a threat, but they're also kind of annoying. The Black Ops looking crazy cool soldiers, they're just like the regular soldiers, but oh no, come back. I walked off it because I'm stupid. Definitely not. Well, you know, I'm sure you did pretty good. There we go. Now just wait here. So, what was I saying? Oh yeah. So, the other soldiers are just like the regular ones, but angrier. These bulb-looking things are intensely annoying, especially in NTSC. You know, the sewer area? When you come up out of it, they put a bunch of them there, so when you're walking up the ladder, you just get exploded and fall back down. I'm so glad they're not there, JPOP. But, the scuttlebugs are like them, but on the ground. The Talon warriors just kind of body check you. The elite Talon warriors body check you, but they also shield all the time, so that's not great. These Salt Talons just lock onto you, and their lasers, which are lasers, have like physical. See that? See how fast I go? Not crazy useful, but pretty cool. These Salt Talons have knockback on their lasers, so they stop you. It's just weird. Oh, I know. I guess the least annoying enemy. Oh, redundant soda. Here we are. The least annoying enemies, which seems kind of surprising, I guess. I hope I grabbed the right one. Yes. Alright, let's get it, let's get it, let's get it. Come on. Come on. We have a lead. That's a gold. Okay. What was I saying? Yeah. So the brute talons, which I think are what they're called, the big boys, they're actually pretty docile. They have very slow reaction times, and by the end of the game, you can kill them in like 3 high kicks. So, okay, get up. See, in this upcoming area, there's no soda in that room. So I guess they're the least annoying. See, something there. A cold speed run, that was 5-3-5-6. Set a jump point from a second run. Let's see everybody, I believe. 310, that's good. I remember, I was super demotivated in the beginning because it was like Rio, his first run ever, his 4-hour one, which was the first official record according to speedrun.com all the way back in 2018. It was like 4:10, I think. And then when I looked at it, I'm like, oh, I can probably beat that, but I wasn't super confident. You want to stun lock him so you can end with this, guarantee it. But I wasn't super confident, and then he comes back out of the darkness, and hits us with like a 30-40 minute time improvement. I'm like, whoa, how can I beat that? So when I was first doing runs, I would just die at some point during them. I get super frustrated, and I think my first one was like 4 hours 40 minutes. It was not great, and I was doing it at like 1 a.m. just by myself. Okay. Which is basically the same as it is now, but it's not 1 a.m. right now. It's earlier. This spot is kind of weird because you can get oh! I figured it out. You can get a good jump cut there. Oh, this spot. There's a soda coming up that comes off of a dead soldier right by the red valve. It's an annoying spot if you aren't doing an all sodas run, because if you're running up and mashing X, there's a decent chance that you'll end up grabbing that instead of the valve. Oh, I wanted to be in the air for that. The reason I'm just jumping straight into them is because if I'm in the air, I won't take knockback, so it's therefore faster. And I'm totally fine with the damage because I get all these sodies. So, I just have full health all the time, so damage is irrelevant. That's kind of why I like it. Rio's first ever first run. That's officially listed. So thankful for him doing that. So now committee, yeah. He's great. Why am I still shielding? At least in all sodas category, see knockdown canceling, you can just run past this guy. I think in any percent he doesn't do enough damage to be significant. Oh, and I think Solace locks onto him too. I hope. Or at least he locks onto Solace at some point. Nope, Solace just runs somewhere. Oh, sewer soda's coming up. It was so insignificant last time that I forgot it was a split. So that's why it's just blank there. And for a while I was just going with it like, it's a plus 10 minutes, plus 15 minutes. Yeah. Imagine if there's a way to jump higher from the final position of the game. That would be cool. That would be great. Here's something I've thought about, not a lot, but I used to think about it, but I don't think it's possible. There might, emphasis on might, be a way to skip the helicopter fight altogether, but I so greatly doubt it. It's wishful thinking. By the way, the song King of Wishful Thinking by Go West, it's a good song. So, the... What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, there might be a way to skip the helicopter altogether. And it's... What was I saying? Yeah, okay. So, might be a way to skip this. Is the third time I'm saying it. What just happened? Dude, if you found a way to skip the fight, that'd be amazing. The thing is, the fight has gotten significantly easier over time. I have a clip of this because it was amazing. The best time I ever did that fight was in a little under a minute. Because it just had such perfect helicopter RNG. He stayed near me the whole time. It's great. It's so RNG dependent. But this area right here, I don't know if it goes all the way up to the ceiling and it's an invisible wall like that. Or like this area, that's all it separates you. Is this tiny thin wall. I don't know if it goes all the way up to the ceiling, but you can actually like get on top of that door right there. Which is the closest I've gotten to it, but I don't know if you can get past it. If you can, then the trigger to load the next area is opening that door, I think. So you could maybe just skip it. But that's emphasis on maybe. I don't, with the current understanding of the game, no, because the ways of clipping just don't apply there. You know what's interesting? I'm gonna just do this just cause there's 2 more sodas. What's interesting? You can walk under this one. See that? Didn't think you could walk under it for a while. This spot, optimal strat, if you're cool, so you can... Oh boy, I shouldn't mess around as much as I am. You can jump across that wall, and you don't have to worry about it. Uh-oh, we're gonna be behind now. My lead. I have to play sweaty. Hey, there we go. That's how it's done. Okay. Okay. There's 2 sodas up here, so I'm not worried about damage. I think. Unless the helicopter just decides to light me up immediately. I don't care about hitting you immediately. Let me get my sody pops. Oh, it's the other way. Please, sir. Please. Just get the soda. Oh, please drink it. Please drink it. Oh, dude, no! The run. There's no way. There's no way. Oh, never mind. This is a good respawn point. Still have to get the sodas, though. I didn't know the respawn point was right here. I don't know why I wouldn't think that. Weird. This is done, man. Alright, I have to mop this dude with my mop. I don't even know what I'm saying. If you play Hyper... Oh, knockdown cancel. I'm in a different animation that has precedence. Basically, the only time you can hit them is when they're close and they're not moving. Or just when they're really close, like here. He was moving away. I got greedy. He's... Ugh. That's all I have to say about this fight. Everyone I've spoken to about this fight collectively feels the same way about it. It's just, ugh. It's terrible. Everyone agrees this is just bad. That is too far away for me to hit. I'm not going for it. What I did have a theory about, though, is maybe if I shoot it with a different gun, it'll recognize it's being shot at and it'll move. Because when you shoot it with the rocket, it feels like that causes it to move. But I don't know. See, if you're too far away, it just doesn't do it. Just doesn't do it. And this dude is camping me right now. He's circle camping me. Dude, he's circle camping me. And that means I don't have any more ammo when that animation happens. Oh, dude, I'm so behind. That's such a disappointment. That's such a disappointment. I'll have to do really good later or something along those lines. Aloha. Just get closer to me, please. Yeah, come on, get back closer. Get back that's not closer, that's farther away. That's really far away. Oh no. So mine now. Oh no, I ran out of ammo. I could have shot him again. What's my next split? The last soda on Earth? Or I'm gonna have to really rock this to do good there. Where is he at? Where is he at? Okay. Okay, yeah, that's where I'm at. You know, I think on my first, like, full playthrough, or full good playthrough of JP, the helicopter didn't shoot a single missile at me. It's great. So I thought JP just straight up didn't. Until the second time around, when all it did was barrage of missiles. Please. Terrible helicopter fight. That's the name of it in my any percent splits. Oh, dude, that is just being rude. That is just uncalled for. No, are you kidding me? There's no ammo in that? This is very unfortunate. Multitudes of runs have died here. Please, dude. Come back. Come back. Come back. Really? Come back. This is possibly one of the worst helicopter fights I've had in a run. Hello? Come back. Come back. Ah. Really? He's just circling. Can they come back around, please? Really? That was 4? I didn't think that was all of them. Nice. I'm gonna have to really rock this, dude. I have to really rock this. Mouth is quite dry. I should drink some water. You know, I've fallen through this part before because it's right there. I've fallen through both of them before, and the fall death timer killed me. Also, Dyson, guy on the server, he said, according to him, I don't know, I haven't been able to do it, but he says he's been able to do it twice. Okay. There we go. I didn't know you could select these until recently. He said that the fall death timer can actually be reset if you take damage while you're in the air. So, that might be useful at some point. Yeah, I didn't know till recently either. I just thought it's like random. Did you also know you could counterattack? Derek.
Derek, hurry! I need help here.
For whatever reason, I feel like the more time you spend like close to it, the faster it explodes. Because I feel like when I go up to it and immediately run away like here, it just doesn't. I don't know. I doubt that's real, but. Just gonna crawl over to this one. Counterattacks, other counterattacks are wonderful. Oh, thank you, Alex, for shooting that, man. This room is pointless. It's the loading room is what I call it. Because its only point is to load. Oh, what? Stop me. And then there's this. It's just the loading room. It did snap back again. Oh, I'm stupid. I don't know why I did that. Alex just teleports on here. You don't want to be in the back here because if you're too far back, I've discovered this too many times. If you're too far back, you'll just fall out. Yep, pull this out. Alright. Uh-oh. Okay, didn't hit me. I can't believe how sour this run turned after the helicopter fight.
Well, we might as well
This spot, oh, that's right. This spot is wild. I didn't even know you could do this until recently. You can just stay in the cart and it'll take you through the whole thing. Well, the whole thing, the first section. Just mash this because, yeah, smash it.
look.
Site 0.
Well, here we are. The center of it all. This is the real thing.
Just give it a second. Just give it a second. Just give it a second. It'll be cool, trust me. There we go. And away we go. It's great. I did not know you could do this. I hope it's significantly faster because the train, cart just seems, well, I know it's much faster than you. Okay. And now I get stuck in the corner. What's great about JP is that one of my first runs on it, I had no idea where the battery was because it's in a different spot than in TSC. Oh, you're kidding.
Remember, no mercy.
Oh, where did it sent me to the moon? Alright. Alright. Let's just hit him with one of those. See ya. You don't have to do that. Ooh. You know? Yeah, actually that animation's shorter. I was good thinking about doing straight punch there since it hits 2 frames sooner. But jab's shorter overall, so... I am miles behind. Yo, I do be kind of consistent though. Hmm. That's my disappointment noise. One of mine. That's, didn't need a disappointment noise for that one. The last one covered it. You can upwarp. Call it an upwarp. You can run into the corner of a chair and he'll just move you on top of it. Not useful at all. I guess it's another form of displacement that I haven't documented. But I can't imagine it being useful. There might... Ooh. I just remembered there might be another spot where I missed 2 sodas. But I'm gonna go ahead and pretend like I didn't see that. I'm just gonna... Even if they're there, let's... Why don't we just say they're not? We'll call it the... Is that 99%? It's like about... We'll call it the about 99% sodas category. Because I really don't want to go there and check. I might, just after the run ends. And if not, then I'll have to retime it if I'm wrong. You know what's interesting? Those crates don't touch the ground.
If you are, you should head first for the elevator that goes up to the central area of Site 0. See that tower over there? That's it. I don't know about you, but we're getting the hell out of here.
Let's see if I can first try canyon jump. Hey, what's up? You know the the part where the bridge is out and Alex falls and you're supposed to jump that? I can't do it. I can't do it consistently. I don't know if I first tried it in a run ever. At best, second try, I just can't do it. And this car, it handles so loose. If you're good at drifting with it, it kind of sorta is manageable, but not really. Ooh, drift. Oh. And they just go flying underneath these guys. Ooh, that's clean. I don't know how you would make this particular turn smoothly. It's an S, and I don't think you can do that in this car. Get another one out of here. Technically, you do have extra speed there, see? But it launches you at kind of a weird angle. You don't have to even acknowledge this part. Or the plasma gun thing. You don't need it. Did I see something? I'm just going to check for sanity reasons. Alright. Let's see if I can at least 6th try this. Uh-oh. See if I can at least 6th try it. If anyone has a technique, please tell me. I'm never gonna be able to do it. It takes me at least 2 tries. And that's good. 2 tries is a good... He's on a good run. Please, dude. 3rd tries the charm. Am I right? I missed that jump so much. I can never do it. I can't do it. Please, that's it. I've seen, I don't know why other people don't see some people, sorry with other, some people don't have problems with that at all. They get onto it without having to ledge grab. They just land on it. I don't know what they're doing. They're using Game Shark. Oh, this part's great in JP, because you don't have to kill these guys to go through you. The collision there is too big. See? It's just blue, and it doesn't turn red. It's nice. I've not once jumped around with a ledge grab. It's rare that I'll even get a ledge grab. Oh, I also made note of this in an unlisted video that I put in the server. Assault, yeah. JP, you can just ignore them. It's great. Love it. But what's interesting here is to keep the elite Talon warriors from just following you indefinitely. There's actually an invisible wall that only affects them, and possibly the other Talon, but you can only really see it affect them. It's about, you see the rock that's like that one, that's at the edge of it, like this is as far as I can go. And it's interesting because I can turn around and, oh, I'm losing time. Yeah, he's stuck, see? I just thought it's interesting to show. Just figured it's interesting. I always wondered where the boar was. It's right at the edge of that rock. I only found it because I have a save there. And I just turned around to check the colors, and I was like, oh, I guess he's stuck on something. He's not coming towards me, so you can just walk straight up to him. These guys are so docile. They're just gentle giants until they're not. And then it's a real problem. And then you grab this. And then you... And then you hit him with a slide. I think what just happened there was I hit the corner of the chair. That's why it went up and down really weird. Data might. Ooh. I wonder if it's. I hope so. I tried my hand at it, and I quickly realized this is not for me, because I have all the files, but they're all packed, and I can't unpack them, and I don't know how, and I can't find information online to learn how. So, rip the entire soundtrack. Oh, I don't have the soundtrack, but I do. I have ripped every single video file from it, which is less useful, but yeah. I could probably find the soundtrack on it. This is actually faster, and for a long time I didn't even know this was here until I went looking around for sodas everywhere. Yeah, I mean it'd be cool if someone could look through the files, because I sure can't. Not any more than I already have. I've hit my limit. I just wanna, there we go. And you just keep going. And it saves a couple seconds. The colors.
What are you going to do? I gave you the disc, didn't I?
Go follow such as the old English files. Wow. Come on. Give me that. There we go. I'm gonna end with a straight punch because it hits 2 frames earlier, and I think her dying is the trigger for that bridge, so it will load 2 frames earlier. Nice. Get him out of here. Get him out of here. You can, I'm just cautious with here because I could fall through it. Ugh, okay. Or you could get a frame where it solidifies when you're in it, and it'll just push you to the top, and you're fine. But that's quite, unless you have it memorized, that's quite a risk you are posing to yourself. I do, the thought does come over my mind, what if these sodas are here in the second time around? I really hope they're not here. I'm gonna, after the run, I'm gonna go here and check them, because the run ends before here on the second time around. But I mean, even if they are there, I'll add them to it, and I'll retime, and I'll invalidate my last run, and then I'll have to private it so no one can see my shame. For whatever reason, a lot more people than normal clicked on the all sodas run, but not a soul watched it. It had like no watch minutes. Come on. I've been trying recently to get smooth at this part, because it is possible. I would do the smooth any percent strat of just like, of just jumping to there and skipping all this, but there's a soda up there. If we could just go down, up, down. Ugh, everyone wishes that, man. That'd be great. That's like, if you look at the times, this whole area is, I think, only like 30-40 minutes, but it feels like forever, and it's so aggravating. Okay. Feels like ours, yeah, it does. I don't want to jump on this edge. It's weird. I'm concerned about it. Ah! Calm down. See, normally in NTC there's a soda there. There isn't here. So... you can, its angled surfaces are way easier to clip through and then push on top than flat surfaces. You can jump up there and clip on top of it, so you do jump up on it slightly earlier, but I'm not going for that. It's way too dangerous. Gonna wait. See that? I kind of sort of clipped through it there, but you can do it earlier. I'm not about to do it. Let's just clear the area. Just to, you don't have to do that, but it's just kind of a protective measure against the big boy. Okay, that dude locks on. I don't even know where they are right now. You just run back and forth, and they can't catch you if you're smooth. One more. Nice. One. No, he shielded. How could this be? Nice. Yeah. Commentary too, man. This game makes it live. It should be down. Should keep to do run. Absolutely, man. The collision here is disgusting. Look at that. You walk forward and you just get stuck. Come on. Okay, calm down. Calm down. Invisible wall. Just kind of have to guess at where it is. Alright. Time to call upon my memory to not fail me now. Oh, thank you. Thank you. You're actually supposed to hit B there, I think. Yes. You're not supposed to go up there, you're supposed to hit B. Oh, no way I'm making that. No way. Come on. Come on. Ooh, I thought I wouldn't make it because I can't remember the strat for this part. Okay, let's go ahead and try and remember it. I'm just gonna go with whatever. Yeah, that seems right. Just accept a bit of damage. Nope. I never remember this area. This area is just a blur in my mind because I try to block it out every time I go through it. I can make it. Yeah, I made it. Yeah, I made it. First cycle. It's a fast cycle. I think... Is this the one? Oh, I just remembered the optimal strat for the last one I was on. Too bad I didn't remember it before this. Is this the one? Is this the one? Let's just say over here. I should really study the optimals. Okay. Right. Yeah, I had to remember it because this part's stealth talons. See, there they is. Bruh. It's whatever. Good respawn point here, and I would prefer full health. So on light bulbs, they do be light bulbs though. That is what Dyson said he used to reset the fall death timer. I have no idea how he did it. Oh, this is the part I practiced. If I mess it up, it'll be... Okay, I thought this was a different part. Never mind, though. Still, it worked out. Still worked out. You come back here right this second. Okay, okay, I know this one. I know this one. Where is it? I know this one. Where is it? Where is it? I think it was the last one. Yeah, it was. Okay. I know. It was supposed to... Ooh, are you kidding me? It was the last one that I thought was this one. There we go. Nice. It's over here. Oh, okay. My pop filter is just kind of sort of in my face. Just know this. Wait, I don't actually know how far to keep my mic from me. Don't blame yourself. All this. Just look. Yeah, but they do. You have to go by number. You're like, the first one is this strat, number 2 is this strat. Yeah, over time you start to recognize them, even though they're all the same. This whole area is just the same. It's all just like... I don't even know what to call this stuff. You know, I'm just noticing how little health I have. Ooh, this is bad time. Oh, that's too bad. Whatever. Whatever. I'll finish it out. If I'm right about missing the 2 sodas there at the end, then this will be a record either way, because the other one's not valid. Come on, there we go. That's what I wanted to see. That's what I wanted to see. Bada book, bada boom. I want full health. Alright. Let's not. Oh, there we go. Oh, you're kidding me? Oh. It should... Did it just hit it? Nice. Okay, let's not and say we did. What? My dude. Bruh. You want to walk here, just in case I hit you. Because in the air, it's problematic. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Ooh, one-way collision works here, but it's not significant enough for me to go for it. You can cut corners, kind of. Bruh. That's my bruh. That's sad. This is sad. It all fell apart. I mean, I tried so hard. And, this far into the run, I mean, I got so far. Okay. Here's the thing. That jump is too precise to exist safely. I'm getting more sloppy the later it goes into the night. Okay. Let's not. There we go. Why am I doing this? What's that? Is that you're saying you could get factory sealed copies from Genki Video Games? And I don't know how much you got yours for, but Genki Video Games sells theirs for $33. If you're in the US, which is the most they sell it for. If you're in the UK, it's cheaper because they're a UK-based company. Oh. Wow, that's a good deal. Got that off eBay? Dude, people are selling them for 200 on eBay. And I can only find like one of them on eBay. Yeah, but Genki is like it's consistent. And the shipping for me, like, considering current situations, it was 2 weeks, but normally I think it's like 1 week. Especially. I'm gonna. What is. I feel like one of two things happens when I get to this part. I either just dissolve and I fall apart, or I do decent. And that is the only options. Dude, imagine this can happen. One of the assault talons shoots a laser up here and it hits me. With the health I have right now, it would kill me. Ooh. Come on, man. The height here is weird. I'm gonna die here. That climb. Thanks, man. Wow. Going up, the respawn points are significantly worse. Okay, this is gonna be a bad run. I don't even know if this is gonna be sub 240. Whatever. Is this? Yeah, it is. Wait, this might be... No, this is... Right? I'm not crazy. Yeah, this is... it might be the same. I think it's the same one. Yeah, this is the room. I should practice more. I can, I just don't. Did I miss it? No, am I... What's wrong with me? I swear this doesn't usually happen. It's gonna be a... I don't know if I'm like just mentally numb right now, or if I'm just like I'm not officially dyslexic, but I do see words as different words frequently, and unfortunately the words that I normally see them as are obscenities. So it's very confusing. But for whatever reason in the corner, Alex's face, I thought it was just like some person's face that was in the corner of my stream, and I don't know if that was just because it's I know what Alex's face looks like, but my brain was like, what is that? And I don't know, it was really confusing. I thought someone was looking at me. I think I'm just like losing my sharpness mentally the farther we go into the night. Okay, get up there. I think you can skip this one, but I'm not going to. Because a lot of these platforms are here for the super jump section later on. Okay. Yikes. It's gonna be... Well, it's not gonna be as bad... Oh, never mind. This is pretty bad. I'm gonna be like 2, possibly 3 minutes behind going into the next section. So I'm gonna have to play 3 minutes better. Which is not insignificant. I have a joint condition, so luckily they're feeling pretty good tonight, but there are nights where I have to stop because just my joints hurt too much, which is unfortunate. But yeah, I'm hypermobile, so I can do cool stuff like that. That's not the way your thumb's supposed to go, but that's a small example. There's just other stuff, but yeah, it just basically just means I have loose joints. So when I do a lot of gaming, because I'm a pro gamer, especially with the controller, because that's how you game, it gets a bit much for my hands sometimes. Tonight's been pretty good though. Probably because I haven't played in a few days, so they've had a chance to heal. Man, I'm close to the end. I've gone till 6 in the morning before, just to give up. Oh, I just remembered. You can completely disregard health here. But I'm right tonight. I'm doing fine. It's still decently early. Like, I mean, it's still today. We haven't hit midnight yet, so
Derek.
I think this run will finish before midnight. If, well, I might barely beat the clock. Alright, check this out. High kick 1. High kick 2. Nope. I'm learning to recognize the animations. 3. Uh-oh. Okay, 4. Yeah, the one where he like flails like that, that's more hit stun. The other one, he will hit you. What's that, 5? 6. Okay, never mind, that was 7. How long was that? Like 40 seconds? It's optimal, actually. Oh, do I still have rockets, please? I need to blow myself up, because if you have full health here, especially in JP, it takes him forever to do enough damage to activate the cutscene. So it's optimal to go into this fight with very little health and just see, look at that. It's optimal to go into this fight with very little health. Look at the little damage he does. Takes him so long. Please. Come on. It's so close, man. Just one more. Oh, and of course he's gonna phase out. He's gone now. He's gone. He's doing his own thing. There we go. I'm glad he finished it with that cool kick. That was sick. I have an opportunity to adjust the colors again. Ooh. I don't know. They're pretty good. Aside. I bumped the lightness by 1. Okay. I very slightly changed it. It's probably gonna be imperceptible, but My method for calibrating the image a couple hours ago and last night when I was doing this, which didn't work out so good. I took just like 255, 255, 255, that's white. I FTP'd it to the Xbox, I displayed it through OBS, and I tweaked it until I got it to white. Did the same with all the other colors, and it turned out terrible because there's a lot more to it than that. So I can't calibrate. Okay. Let's see what happens when I set it to 0.
There's still hope.
Not much.
Don't look at me like that.
Set that to 0.75.
Begun.
Alex, I need you not to move for a while so I can make your face look more, well,
To save us.
Virgin.
Save
Let's try 88. Did I just hit? I'm using the numpad, and that's the same key pointing I use for my splits. That's yikes. That's whatever. That was a gold too. No, my gold is gone. Whatever. I can just go back in the footage and see what it was. So I just manually changed that. Dude, look at this comparison video. That's behind by a piece. Oh no. That's not supposed to be red. Oh, I set it to 882 instead of 88. There we go. Now the red levels should be more appropriate. I did it again. I have to stop using the numpad. It's so much easier to use the numpad. Why do I do that? Oh, now there's too much green in that white. No matter if I had it professionally calibrated, I would still find some flaw in it, even if there isn't one. Which, by the way, you can have monitors professionally calibrated, but I don't know, I might be able to pay someone on Fiverr to give me a color correction profile. Someone who knew what they were doing. It's like, to the viewer, unless they have a reference next to them, it won't be noticeable. But I don't care, I'm gonna keep doing this. Because right now I'm comparing two monitors with different colors. So I'm not even comparing two images on the same monitor. Did you know that that last bit, the going out, that is its own movie file? And in the US, oh no. Oh, Sewer Soda, skip that one too. We are just a touch behind. Just a touch. Yeah. There's a lot of the movie files are mostly from going into the future and coming back. Uh-oh. Yeah, no way. This is gonna be good. I'm gonna finish it anyway. Close enough to the end. And I want to check if I was wrong about those last two sodas. Do you know of many Easter eggs in the game? I only know of the HAL 9000 files you can see on. What's HAL 9000? Was it supposed to be like a HAL Laboratories reference? Oh no, HAL 9000, I'm stupid. I've never noticed. But no, I don't know of any. Yeah. I didn't get it at first for some reason. walls near the doors in the facility. I guess so, right? Ooh, coming back to this part, I say this every single run, but coming back to this part, you feel so... Okay, get stuck on the nothing. You feel you feel like this animation is maybe too long. You feel like you move so much faster because the previous areas were so open and huge. Oh, back, I'll throw this. It's pretty cool. Nice. Bruh. It's random what it chooses that you get. The reason I called this split the last soda on Earth is because there's only one soda in the future, and I just thought that was interesting. And since like a post-apocalyptic future, I'm like, oh, this is the last soda. And just some dude from the past with an inhuman bladder that does drugs with an old man is just gonna drink the world's soda supply. I forget which direction to go sometimes, you know?
Who are you?
It's me.
What's that supposed to mean? I don't know you. Wait. I know you. I'm Alex. Your dad.
She just talks forever here. I do think it's... I mean, I don't have a comparison for how lighting effects were back then in 2004. But I think the lighting here is kind of almost sort of impressive. Just how it interacts with her in the low light.
Let's look around.
I don't know how noticeable it is on the stream. I don't know why I did that. Ooh, hang on. Because this run isn't exactly going to be the most pristine... Oh, I was close. There is a way you can jump up on there, but last time I did it, I was just, like, too surprised, so I fell off immediately. I don't know if you can get anywhere from there. Okay. Lasers have knockback. We're 5 minutes behind. How could this happen to me? Oh, this part. NTSC has a clear and present advantage here. See that? Where did it just put you? In NTSC, it puts you in the middle. It puts you here, it puts you wherever it feels like. But I think every single time. It's so strange. Okay. So you don't know where you are. Okay, that thing is awesome. It is pretty impressive. And animation-wise, it's pretty good too. Like, I mean, what year was Halo? Was a launch title. I'm thinking about how the models looked and animated then. I can't remember exactly right now, but this does, especially for the time, this did look pretty good.
There's somebody there.
Man, if there was some way to just get up there, you skipped this part. Think about that. But I doubt it. You wouldn't skip a ton, but still. Bruh. I don't know why I even checked that. There's no point. It's just lose time checking it. See, it did no damage. Oh, something I found out recently. You don't have to climb on the bar. Look at that. I didn't even, I mean, that was intentional. They made that ledge grabbable. Not every ledge is grabbable. There it is, the last soda on Earth. Let's see this 8-minute time loss. Oh, didn't quite make 8 minutes. That's too bad. Come on.
It's no use.
I'm just gonna... Oh, okay, that was confusing. You know, I think, and I feel like in NTSC, it's easier to get through that. Yeah. I didn't know until... Oh, you can jump cut that. What, I only found that out because, you know, when you're going through it, looking for every soda, you're like, might as well just mess around, see what happens. And it's neat because that actually does save a good amount of time. The bar is slow. Look at this dude. You're telling me 15 years did this? No, he was spending his time on something else, you know. Time is all he had, Derek. Time and also meth. Methamphetamine.
Lend me a hand, will you, Derek?
He has very clear skin, though. Surprising.
I cannot die. Not yet.
Yo, this is something I've been thinking about. This man has a cannon on him. Look at how he launches this thing.
Time was all we had in abundance.
It's wild.
Derek. This formula.
Oh, dude. By this point, it was done.
This is the Ultra Accelerator.
He just says, yeet. Dude. And it lands in, you know, the hole in the floor that's just been there. Okay, what's happened? I did not hit B. That was confusing. There we go. This with the... Oh, counterattack. Now it's the time. Counterattack is wild. I love it. Counterattack. Hit me. I dare you. Counterattack. It's crazy. Oh, I got hit from behind. Come on. Counterattack. Love it. Counterattack. It kills them in one hit. In the white room, you know, that room with the bunch of salons, it's so useful. So useful. Accidentally. I've always thought about trying to like get in here, but I don't know how you do it. Oh, that's 7 frames slower. Might be. Oh, I was going for that one guy. Wasn't looking. He caught me off guard. Oh, I meant to hit him with the counter. You know what? Let's maybe move away from counter. It's not working in this scenario, but it does work wonders in the white room. Because, you know, like that area where they just like surround you, and every time you try and hit them, they just shield.
You're amazing.
It's so good there. Because it used to be a real pain to try and deal with those guys. But now the strat for the white room, yeah. You just go up to them, you hold shield and just mash R until they all die from hitting you. It's great. And after that, what's next? Is it the big boys? The big boys, you just go up, high kick, and then after that I think it's the stealth talons. With them, I just stand in the middle and shockwave because that kills them in one hit. And you can shockwave with the assault talons, or you could just go up to them and uppercut. And that's the white room strat. Oh, after that, Dyson figured this out. Good on him. This was really useful actually. You don't have to kill everything in the part where they just throw everything at you. You only have to kill the 3 big guys. And that's enough to just freeze all the other ones and take you to the next section. It's great. Thank you, Dyson. Haven't even made it back to timeline A, and we're almost 5 minutes off. She is too yellow. It's over exposed, messed up. I'm thinking about, the boost reflexes. There are only 2 uses I can think of for it. One is the mandatory one for Nexus. I'm almost certain it's not possible to beat Nexus without using the boost reflexes. Maybe you can. Probably not. But also, when you go through the second time to kill all the assault talons with the button, you might, if you do this frame perfectly, you might be able to shockwave, kill all the scuttlebugs, and then boost reflexes and hit the button. You might have enough time to hit it. I don't know. And I'm not going to test it, because I don't need to outrun NTSC anymore. You just run up and hit the button. This is gonna be a 240. After I do hit the last split though, I am going to check that last area, just to be sure. Because I could, if I'm wrong and right at the same time, like I'm wrong that the original thought was there weren't any there. If I'm wrong there, and I'm right thinking that there might be some there, then new record by default, retime it.
Romeo 115 to Delta 2. Wojcinski has been located in your vicinity. Find her.
I tried to land on the pointy rock. Just going for a straight line here is the best strat. You could go around there, but there is exactly no point. Coming up, the official end. Oh, I lost time in between those splits. How? I'm surprised I didn't take fall damage there. That was interesting. is. Neat. Alright, I'm gonna check the last one. Just for sanity's sake. 8 minutes. Ooh. And I can't blame all of that on the helicopter fight. I can blame most of it on the helicopter fight, but not all of it. But honestly, like, the behavior of the helicopter makes such a huge difference. And if someone figures out how to manipulate its behavior into, like, just favorable paths or something, that'd be beautiful. This turret's here. I didn't even know about this till I watched some guy play through it, and for whatever reason he kept trying to clear out that area. Oh, there's another turret? I don't know about that. Yeah. And that's like, most of this game is not very RNG heavy, except for that spot. I really hope I was originally right. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I was wrong. 104. New record, baby. The last run is now invalidated. Hang on. Undo that. There it is. World record. You just saw it right here. I win by default. So, I did 2 invalidated runs. Okay. Now, I'm almost certain I didn't miss any. Oh, I have to update that now. 104. Oh, that does mean that JP does not have a flat 100. Well. So guys, we did it. Alright, I'm logging off for the night. I'll sort out all this soda